The Strait of Hormuz is a battlefield. U.S.-Israel Operation Epic Fury slams Iran since February 28th. Oil vessels jam, prices soaring past $120. Dark shadow fleets with transponders off still slip through the fog. For now, U.S. warships float patiently nearby. 20% of world oil, now a kill zone in the Strait of Hormuz. Before the war, 15 to 20 million barrels daily. Now, whoever's crazy enough, each oil vessel will be around 2 million barrels. However, when your options are slowly floating your vessel through the middle of a battlefield or have a chance of losing $300 million in a day, if your Shadow Fleet vessel is captured, the risks quickly intensify. You know the phrase trade and barter? Here's your barter example. China avoids paying for crude oil in US dollar as well as Chinese yuan by using the barter tactic. This tactic helps keep China's currency more stable while not using large outflows of Chinese yuan or United States dollar reserves to pay for large transactions such as oil. The barter begins with the Belt and Road Initiative. The 25-year Iran-China Comprehensive Strategic Partnership, signed 2021, outlines a projected $400 billion in Chinese investments with Chinese labor in Iran. To be more specific, approximately $280 billion targeted for oil, gas, and petrochemicals, and $120 billion for transportation and manufacturing infrastructure. Overall, Iran makes up 20% of China's total crude oil imports. China makes up 90% of Iran's crude oil exports. In exchange for China's services and infrastructure projects, China receives Iranian crude oil. Consider each vessel a $250 million payment, with a nice discount of roughly $10 to $15 off global crude prices. China, however, doesn't pay Iran. China instead places this money in a special Chinese account, which is used to pay the Chinese workers who are working in Iran, building out the Belt and Road initiatives. China provides services. Iran provides the oil for payment at a discounted price. China can then take that discounted oil and produce products that undercut the global competition. There is no coincidence that China has recently built up massive production capacity while at the same time getting access to discounted crude oil to kill off the global competition. Once gone, the global reliance on China for production will be too great for the West to control. We are already in a global industrial war. Another major concern is what happens when the cheap flow of crude oil dries up to China. Beijing's edge as the world's producer reduces. Profitability challenges mount in China. Global inflation picks up. Supply chains snap until global production can catch up to replace the lost production out of China. The war between U.S., Israel, and Iran is not the main war of concern. The bigger risk is if China will risk military action to protect that barter, or will China start to play by the rules? China's resistance of the petrodollar for crude oil comes with consequences. The Belt and Road initiatives and Chinese debt traps to take over assets in other energy-rich regions as collateral, such as Venezuela and Iran, are prime examples. Also, an important note, China already has control over 2/3 of Iraq's oil fields already, which is located right next to Iran. We're watching a strategic chess match play out between the East and the West. Thanks for listening.